So there we have it. It's done. Finally, it's all over with. It's official. Vincent Kompany is no longer the manager of Burnley Football Club and will become the manager of Bayern Munich. German giants, the most successful club in the history of Germany, the biggest club in Germany, Bayern Munich. I said when this rumour come out, I can't get my head around it. And now it's happened, and it's been well over a week since the news first came out. I still can't get my head around it. It's the same with Enzo Maresca going to Chelsea. Yes, they've proven that they are decent up-and-coming coaches, excuse me, but I don't think either of them deserve this job right now. They might both go on to do quite well, because I do think they both have a good future in management, but maybe, just maybe, they both might have jumped too soon. We'll see. But yeah, my overriding emotion right now about Kompany going to Bayern Munich is more than anything just relief that it's done, because like I said, it's just been dragged out for well over a week now. It's been, at first it was tough to take, and then we've all kind of got used to it and moved on, but it's just not been made official. And the fact now that it's been made official, we can draw a line under the sand and we can move on now. We can look ahead to who we're going to get. Hopefully the club will make an appointment. Every time, it's weird, every time I talk to people, they keep saying, let's get it done really fast. Like, yeah, all right, let's not take the piss and take over a month, but let's take our time with it. Let's make sure the club get this one right, because the club need to get it right. It's a massive appointment, this. We need to get it right. We need to do our due diligence and get it right. If it takes 2 weeks from this point, it takes 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks is probably the absolute maximum where I'm like, fair enough, take your time. If it starts going into 3 weeks, 4 weeks, then they're taking too long. But yeah, let's just get the appointment right. But yeah, just going back to the Kompany to Bayern thing, I say I'm relieved, just because it's been dragging on and we've known it's been happening for ages, and we've just been waiting for this official announcement. Honestly, I thought it had come last Thursday. It's just taken so long. I am sad to see him go, in a way. Well, I was when the rumours started. Now it's all come out that he said yes after 5 minutes and the phone call and stuff like that, and some reports suggesting that he wanted to leave pretty much halfway through the season. Then I'm not as gutted by it as what I was 3-4 days ago, 5 days ago. It's not obviously Owen Coyle standards, because there's a bit of a difference between going to Bolton and Bayern, but it leaves a sour taste, like that Owen Coyle thing did. Just, I bought into all the project talk. I know some fans are using it as a stick to beat the fans with that did believe in the project talk, but why wouldn't you? You've got the chairman talking about it. You've got the manager talking about it in pretty much every single press conference. So I properly bought into it. I'm like, yes, I don't mind getting battered 5-0 by Arsenal, because he's sitting there and he's saying, you know, give us time. We are learning from this experience. We will go on and be better, and the club will be in a better position for it in a few years. Every time Kompany said that, I listened and I believed him. That's why I'm a little bit frustrated with it. And it's Bayern Munich, and that's literally every time I talk about it, I just say to people, yeah, but it's Bayern Munich. The two feelings aren't mutually exclusive. I can be frustrated that he's leaving and disappointed in him that he's leaving with the stuff that he's saying, and also think at the same time, but it's Bayern Munich, he's never going to turn him down. Now, we've spoken about it at length on the most recent live. Sasha did report and said on other podcasts that he was looking for a way out. If that is the case and all that does come out, it probably won't, but if that is the case and all that does come out, then I've lost a lot of respect for Kompany. If it was a case of he wanted to stay, and if Brighton or Brentford or even Leicester now would have come in for him, he'd have said no, then fair enough. But you know, Bayern Munich's Bayern Munich, as I've said on several videos and stuff now. But yeah, I am frustrated with it all. I don't like the fact that we've now got this anxiety about next season. Like, people keep predicting that, you know, a certain team will finish top, a certain team will finish second, and I've been guilty of asking people that question on the social channels. I need the engagement. But I genuinely just have no idea now at this stage how we will be next season until we get the appointment done and until we get it sorted, because we need to get it right. and we need to bring in a manager who, in my opinion, has done it before in this league or has experience of this league, or a manager that can carry on the philosophy and the project. I know some of you don't like that word, but somebody that can carry that on and go into that dressing room full of young up-and-coming footballers and demand respect. That's what we need, because I do feel like the only managerial appointment that we've got wrong in the last 15, 20 years has been the Brian Laws one. Just trying to think of anyone else in case I've made myself look silly. But no, obviously, Coyle was right. I even think Cottrell was right. He just ended up getting a bit stale. Coyle was right, obviously did very well. Laws ended up failing. And then after that, who came after that? Eddie Howe, wasn't it? He did quite well. And then obviously Dash, fantastic. And then Kompany. So I do feel like we are blessed with some decent managers down the years, but this is massive now. Like, we need to get it right. And A-OK, look, they've got a decent track record, all right? They've only appointed one manager at the club, but they got it spot on. You can't say that they got that wrong because of everything we achieved last season. Ultimately, he was a little bit out of his depth in the Premier League. But they got the managerial appointment right, and we are in a better position now than what we were 2 years ago. But we need to make sure we get this one right. We can't have a Vieira situation at Palace. That's not for 1 second me saying if Vieira comes in, I'll be against him. I mean, I don't want him, but I'll back him is what I meant to say. Because he was dreadful at Palace. But dreadful's harsh, but he didn't do very well. But we don't want another situation like that where this time in 6 months we're having the same conversations, because that's not Burnley. We're not a chop and change manager type of club. We stick by the manager as fans, as we showed last season, because we backed that man to the hills. The majority of us did back that man to the hills despite a horrendous season. And that's another thing. Like, I'm frustrated with it because I would have been well within my rights to turn around and say, this isn't good enough Kompany, I want him out. Just like Neil did on the podcast, just like some of you did watching, just like around 20% of Burnley fans, according to all the polls we did on Turfcast, did. I would have been well within my rights to do that, but obviously not. I backed him, the majority of Burnley fans backed him, and I won't say it's been left with egg on our faces like some people have said, but it does feel a little bit pointless now that we backed him and he's just left like that. I do think it's a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. A massive couple of weeks ahead for the club. I don't want them to rush into it. I want them to do the due diligence and get it right. But yeah, a little bit of anxiety going into the season now. But ask me again in a month when we've appointed the manager, when his feet are on the table, when we are looking ahead to the season, when we've got some players coming in, probably lost a couple of players as well. But yeah, all a little bit up in the air at the minute for me, and I don't like that. I like a nice little security blanket, and I did feel like Kompany offered that. I did feel like he would have took us up again. But is what it is. We move on. Hopefully we get it right. Up the Clarets.